It allows your brain to get back into a more healthy, normal pattern of behavior.
I felt really relaxed and really happy. I felt like joyful.
You dream, you fly.
When you smoke?
Yeah.
Did you want to die?
I wouldn't say, I just wanted to end at that second. It was I wanted to end, I wanted to stop.
Sean Kernan wanted it to end because the drugs he hoped would save him were killing him.
Get up!
22 United States veterans kill themselves every day. Sean was almost one of them. Like many vets, he was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. For Sean, it was the U.S. Army, the jungles of Panama. He saw too much after the U.S. invasion.
And there's the sad times, you know, losing friends and people who you served with, and you start to question everything.
It was a very difficult time. I don't like to even really go there.
Chrissy Kernan doesn't want to go back to that day in 2011, despite having a beautiful wife whom he loved very much, 4 kids, a lucrative career in banking. Sean overdosed on prescription drugs. He was prescribed dozens of different medications to help his sleep, to decrease his anxiety, to try and curb his depression. But none made it better. Most made it worse. But there is one medication that holds a lot of promise. Rick Doblin is a researcher and also has a doctorate from Harvard.
One of the surprising things about marijuana is that it suppresses dream recall. For people that are traumatized and have nightmares, the opportunity to have a good night's sleep without remembering their nightmares can be fundamentally transformative. Also, marijuana tends to focus people's attention on the here and now, and that's also really important for people that are carrying the trauma from the past into the present.
When you use marijuana, what happens to the PTSD?
They relax me and they help with my muscle spasms and my pains, and they make me sleepy, so they help me when I'm getting closer to bedtime.
We had a duty as medical professionals to demand that this plant be allowed to go through the proper drug development process of the FDA.
We're being handcuffed by the government, preventing us from doing the right trials.
That's from Weed 2, Cannabis Madness. Rick Doblin believes the right people were watching because just 4 days after that documentary aired,
I got this letter saying that they had approved the study. It was fantastic. I mean, I was elated.
How big a deal was that? Some have called it a watershed moment in marijuana research.
Yeah, I believe that. And not because of some reevaluation of the risks and benefits of marijuana. It was because of changes in public perception.
FDA's official position is we want that drug studied. We want marijuana studied to decide its safety, its efficacy, its reliability, and we want to have that done as quickly as we possibly can.
How important are those scientific studies to you?
It makes me speechless, which is something that doesn't happen a lot. As a country that says we love our vets, we have 22 veterans killing themselves a day.
Sean is particularly certain marijuana could have saved some of those lives, because in some ways, it has already saved him. And now, he vaporizes with it every day.
That's it.
The symptoms of PTSD, how does it address those symptoms?
It allows your brain to get back into a more healthy, normal pattern of behavior.
Here's how scientists think cannabis can work. People with PTSD have an imbalance in their brain. Too many receptors associated with intense emotions like fear and anxiety, and not enough of a chemical that binds to these anxiety receptors to keep them calm and in check. Marijuana is filled with a chemical that can bind to these receptors and help restore balance to the PTSD brain. Sean is lucky. Cannabis is a legal treatment for PTSD in California, and he has enough money to buy his marijuana. It's not covered by insurance. But so many other veterans simply don't have that option, and the Veterans Administration hospitals cannot prescribe medical marijuana because it is illegal federally, a Schedule I controlled substance.
When you see these younger soldiers coming back now, how worried are you about them?
Heartbroken, really. The stories I've heard and the stories I've seen firsthand from the medication regimen these kids are being put on that's addicting them to opiates.
Amelia Taylor, 34 years old, mother of 3. She lives in the suburbs of Boston.
I just pour a little bit in, like that.
Amelia is also a daily user of marijuana. She has been using this plant for relief. You see, Amelia, like Sean Kernan, has PTSD. In her case, she was a first-hand witness to an attempted murder of a close friend.
I felt like my mind was being held hostage.
Were you suicidal?
I can't say I didn't feel that way.
Like so many we've heard from before, the potent drugs prescribed for her didn't help.
That's how I came across the cannabis.
She joined Dr. Gruber's study,
Okay, so just like we talked about, we'll do a little bit of setup scanning.
knowing they'd monitor her progress. And it gave her the confidence to buy and try cannabis for the first time in the fall of 2014.
I felt really relaxed and really happy. I felt like joyful. It was such a weird experience for me because I just hadn't felt that way in a while.
And it would only get better. Amelia got her life back. As the sun was rising on the ancient city of Jerusalem, the final leg of our journey was just beginning. Dr. Boaz Lev is with Israel's Ministry of Health. Here, they have pioneered marijuana research. Moshe Root, he was 77 when he smoked his first pipe of marijuana. It's to help with the pain and the hand tremors caused by a stroke.
You're saying your hands are steady because of the marijuana?
זה בטוח.
It also helped ease a deeper pain hidden from sight. You see, Moshe is a Holocaust survivor. When his wife died a couple years ago, he was haunted by nightmares of his childhood, hiding from the Nazis. The marijuana, he says, took him out of the darkness.
You dream. You fly.
When you smoke?
Yeah.